Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum CSPro users. When using the cell case function in CSPro, the display case usually show either the question number or the item name as the column heading. If we want to override the column headings, we can do so by specifying them using string expression in text title. It is not as straightforward as it seems. I am just sharing what worked for me. If anyone has a better approach, I would love to hear it. I have two CSDB files, one for Tehsil and one for UC information. Each file contains the data stored as a single case. To achieve the result, I am using an array and the forcase statement. If you don't have experience working with arrays, I recommend watch the array tutorials first. You will find the links in the description box. First, add both external dictionaries, then create two numeric dummy variables, zValue and SelectedUC. You can use any names you like. Next, define a string array with 50 rows and 6 columns and use the keyword save to store the array. You can adjust the number of rows and columns based on your needs. First, reset all array values to their default using the clear function. It is good practice to clear the array before storing new information. But if you want to keep the previous data in the array, then don't use the array clear function. Use the setfile function to link the ucinfo.csdb file with the UC external dictionary. Then use the forcase statement to read each case from the file. If the where condition is true, the data will be saved into the array. For example, we want to populate UC information for Tehsil ID 8139551. To do this, select the Tehsil and click the tick button or simply double click on the desired Tehsil to view its UC list on the next screen. When selected, the data will be read case by case. If the Tehsil ID does not match 8139551, it skips to the next case. Once a match is found, the following lines of code will execute and populate the array with the relevant UC information. Now, to customize the grid headings, I am using the Showarray function. The Showarray function works similarly to the show and except functions. This part is used to set the heading of the grid, but it is optional, so you can leave it blank or remove it, whichever you prefer. Next, specify the array name. In our case, the array name is UC array. Then use the title keyword and assign grid headings as needed. Each heading should be in single or double quotes. It is good idea to follow consistent formatting for clarity. Finally, use the dummy variable SelectedUC to capture which row the user selected. I just added the error message to check which row I selected. Now run the application and view the result. You will see the customized grid headings are now visible instead of dictionary item names. Next, select a UC and check the message. In this example, I selected the second UC, so the message says the selected row is 2. Now I have selected the first UC and the message displayed is the selected row is 1. Next, we retrieve the value from the first row and first column of the array and assign it to the current data item menu underscore UC underscore name. In this for case statement, the data is read case by case again, and if the where condition is true, the value is saved using the savesetting function. This information will be used later during the interview. However, there is an alternative way to save this information without running the for case loop again. Once you have the value in SelectedUC, you can directly get the required data from the array and save it. In both methods, the end result is the same. We have covered how to customize the grid using arrays, Showarray, and the forcase logic. Try it out in your own project and let me know how it goes. See you in the next video. Goodbye.